regards to Biggie dying after Tupac, again, it was to try and make it look like when Russell Poole was investigating and all, he said he believes they killed Biggie in order to hide their murder of Tupac. And he wasn't even political, Russell Poole. He says everyone told me not to trust the FBI and not to send all my
Mhm.
records to him, but I did it anyway, just thinking if I can't trust them, who can I trust? But then when he sent them all to them, he heard nothing back. So it's obvious that all his friends were telling him, like, that, yeah, this is the FBI is not to be trusted because they're involved in this. And so there's just so much evidence that the FBI were involved, but there's also evidence that the CIA was involved because Michael Harris, was one of the two sidekicks for Freeway Ricky Ross, and we know
Mhm.
Freeway Ricky Ross was working directly with CIA paid, people that were part
Mhm.
of the connection to the cheap cocaine coming out of the Contra Army,
Right.
and if you look at Gary Webb, who did the great investigation of the Contra Army and the CIA, bringing cocaine into the inner cities and to Freeway
Mhm.
Ross, he says this about Michael Harry O'Harris being one of the two sidekicks for Freeway Ricky Ross, and he also said that the Contras that were fighting the socialist Sandinistas who had taken over Nicaragua with the love of the people. I mean, they've done Sandinistas have done incredible things in Nicaragua. They were had a socialist mindset, and they basically educated the people in months. They brought the literacy rate up to astronomical levels in months. It was historic. They won awards for that. They won
Mhm.
awards for the great healthcare they brought to the country, like, immediately. And so here was the U.S., trying to control them and trying to overthrow that Sandinista government and put in another dictator like the U.S. tends to do in Latin American countries.